Hello and welcome to another episode of NexCapture 101. In this episode, we want to see how we can use our workflows and then do some data engineering and data processing on the data that we have collected in the workflow. If you recall, in the previous episode, we generated two nodes, and each node is meant to be collecting some artist information via forms and then bringing it into our workflow. Each one of these nodes are essentially a data lake, and they're collecting data for us separately. One is targeted to be open to public, and public can actually use that form to provide data to our workflow. And the other one was meant to be private, to be used inside the organization. But now today, we want to assume that our use case is to be able to generate a list for our marketing purposes, a list that has artist name, their email, and whether or not we can contact them. And in normal cases, you would have these in separate files, and then you have to do some data engineering on them to be able to bring these information into one file and then feed it into your EDM systems and then send the email. Here, I'm going to show you how easy it is to essentially create it in your own workflow without having to have a data engineer. In the previous episode, we loaded some data into the public nodes via drag and drop of the CSV file. I've gone there and added some data to the private node as well, so that now we have more data to be merged. Generally speaking, if you want to merge data, you need to go and ask someone who actually knows a little bit of SQL and a bit of data engineering practices to be able to add and merge two files together, or maybe a little bit of Python. But this function comes out of the box in the NexCapture. So essentially, you can drag and drop a merge node. And what it does is that when you add two nodes or data lakes, if you like, to it, it analyzes the files and then sees which attributes or which, if it's a CSV file, which columns in that CSV file are the same and can be merged together. So because we use the same form for both of those data collection nodes, essentially all the columns are the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all of them here and essentially select all of them and click save, and says I have a merge node that needs to merge these two files completely. And then go there and add a view node here, which is used for the results of the processing. So I'll put it, link it there, and then I'm going to call this all merge data. Going to save it, and now I need to run the workflow so that this process actually runs. I run, have a look at my data, say, okay, so there's 9 rows in my public, there is 5 rows in my private, and there is 14 nodes, 14 rows in my all mesh data. So what happened here is that all the data that was available in two data lakes are now merged together into one. But given that the data that I had inserted into the secure file were actually quite similar to the data that I had in the public node, if I toggle the duplicates on, you can see that actually there are a lot of duplicates in this file at the moment. What I can do there is that I can actually go here and then toggle this one on, and then when it's merging, it's also removing the duplicates. So, but let's just say that I want another one that actually does that for me. So I'm just going to say all data, no duplication. Save, and I link my process node to it, run my workflow again so that it populates the rest of the nodes, and have a look at data. So I've got data with duplication, all data with duplication, and I've got data without duplication. So there's only 10 nodes here, and it has removed all the duplication out of the data. Okay, so I have this. It's nice. It doesn't have any duplicates. It has all the data, but I don't need all the data. I just need the names, I just need the emails, and just whether or not I can contact these people or not. if they have consented to be contacted or not. Um, I can do this here. I can actually merge and filter, but I can also use a dedicated filter function. So I'm just going to go there and then essentially drop a filter function. And from my uh, no duplication results, just going to go there and say from all the information that you've got, and it again automatically looks at the data to see which attributes of the data are available. I want their name, I want their email, I want whether or not I can contact them or not. I save changes, drop another view here, and then I'm just going to call this marketing list. Okay, I know it doesn't have duplicates because essentially it's coming from the no duplication, but why not? Let's just select that as well to just be sure and then connect this node to it. Okay, again, I need to run my workflow. And if I go to my data, I can see that I've got a new marketing list here. I've got the emails, I've got their names, emails, and whether or not I can contact them. I can download this file if I want to, and essentially manually import it into my into my EDM, into my email system, or I can just ask NexCapture to do it for me as well, and we'll visit these in another episode. And that is how to manipulate your data using a workflow in NexCapture. Thanks.